Hey everyone, and welcome back and welcome to 2025 here in Northern California. Today I'm going to go check out the Fairfax Waterfall. And this is another place I can't believe I've never been to. When I was a teenager, I was in Fairfax all the time. Never been to the waterfall. So come along and let's go check out the waterfall today and see what we can discover today. All right. So as the sign says, welcome to Loma Alta Open Space Preserve. And this is a map. I parked on the road right here, just walked down this hill, and where we're heading, we're going to go down here, but we're right at the immediate cutoff. We're going to go down right where these streams meet is where the waterfall is. So I'm going to take a right on Old White Hill Grade. It's a very short walk. I think it's only about a half a mile. Got a couple warnings here. Be aware of coyotes, ticks in the grasses. That would be springtime, and rattlesnakes. That would also be summer. And critical fire area. Hey, I also wanted to take a moment to thank everybody for 2024 and supporting my channel. I appreciate all the subscriptions, all the comments, all the thumbs up to help my channel grow and see where it can go. I hope for everyone out there watching that 2025 is going to be an amazing year. I feel it. I think it's going to be a good year for everybody. And let's see what 2025 can bring me on this channel, discovering places in Northern California and the San Francisco Bay Area. So again, thank you for your support, and I really appreciate it. Well, it looks like the heavy rains we had about 4 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago, may have affected this area. Certainly looks like it got washed out. Old rusty pipe there. And a tractor turbo 4x4. And someone even took these little, there's a trail up there and they notched out the trail. Someone took the energy to do that. It certainly looks like that was done by someone. Try to avoid the mud. Yeah, I was right. There was just a slight landslide. A little bit of oversaturation. Now this should be the right turn Clyde corner that we got to go down. You know, when I was a teenager, this kind of roads here, these fire roads, I rode my BMX motorcycle, bicycle, all over the place on these type of roads. Had quite an amazing time growing up in Mill Valley, riding down Mount Tamalpais, because these are the kind of roads I ride on, and I do see bicycle tracks everywhere, so they're still being used. But back when I started, mountain bikes weren't a real big thing at all. The bigger bikes with the bigger wheels, they called those bombers. And they typically only had one speed. And then there was 10 speeds, and those were only for street use, not for all-terrain. And I rode among the groups of the guys that kind of started mountain biking. Ended up, I guess, inventing the whole sport. There is a mountain bike museum here in Fairfax, to get my towns confused, that I actually did a video on a few years ago. It's really interesting. It's got the history of mountain biking, and it is in Fairfax. Oh, I'm just noticing there's some graffiti all over the bridge there in the distance. There's a mountain bike now. Another comment I wanted to make is the weather. I'm wearing short sleeves. You're thinking, what time of year is it? It is January 7th. This is one of the reasons I love Northern California, is the weather. I was talking to my dad in Texas, and he said I think he said it was 18 degrees right now. And I know people on the East Coast are feeling the pain of extremely cold weather. And here I am in Northern Cal walking around with short sleeve shirt on. Definitely has its perks living out here. It's kind of a broader view of the road I came up. Looking at that bridge, you know how in life you walk around and things will trigger your memory? I had a memory, it wasn't a great one either, but I wanted to share it with you. In let's see, what year would this have been? Around 1987, maybe? 86? I lived in the town over. That hill goes down into a valley, and then you take a left, and there's a small town in the woods called Woodacre, and I lived there. And I had a room there I was renting. And at the time, I was dating a girl. And I think it was, I want to say it was her birthday. I could be wrong. It's a long time ago. But I said, hey, why don't you come over and I'll make you a breakfast, homemade breakfast, pancakes. So she said, that's a great idea. And she, at the time, she lived in Fairfax. So she got in her car, she came over. And this is way before the time of cell phones. So keep this in the story. She never came. And I said, wow, that's weird, because she's usually pretty reliable. Well, about 45 minutes, an hour after she was supposed to be at my house, I get a call from the hospital. She had been in a car crash about right there on the way to my house. And she hit her head on the windshield, and it wasn't, she's okay, and it wasn't horrible, but at the time it freaked the hell out of me, because the nurse just says, oh, you should come to the hospital. So I jump in my car and I race over this hill, only to see her car smashed up on the side of the road, and the police are still doing notes and stuff. And I open the door, I look at it, and I see blood, and I see the windshield smashed. That freaked the hell out of me. And I drove extremely fast to the hospital, ran in, and she was okay. But that is a crazy memory that I just popped in my head from walking around this area. Okay, we're on the lookout for any wildlife, any coyotes. We definitely don't want to see any mountain lions, but I could see a coyote. There's also what do we got up here? Deer. Might be a banana slug hanging out. You never know what you're going to see when you go on these walks. In the summertime, you definitely want to be aware there could be rattlesnakes. This time of year, nothing to worry about. In all my years of hiking on these trails, I think I've seen definitely 3 that I can remember, rattlesnakes. One time I had a dog, and if the dog did not listen to me and my friend, he would have died, because we were out in the middle of nowhere, and and he saw a rattlesnake crossing the road, and he went charging for it, and we heard the shaking of its tail, and we yelled as loud as we could. We're like, stop! The dog's name was Kona, and we're like, Kona, no! And he wasn't really a good listener. He was a husky, and they kind of have a mind of their own. He didn't want to listen, but this time he listened. And maybe it was the rattlesnake's rattle, but thank God, because that snake was coiled and ready to hit him in the nose, and he would have been killed, because we were at least 2 miles away from anything, and I don't know, you know, we had to carry the damn thing everywhere. Honestly, he was probably at that point a 60-pound dog. I don't think we would have been able to do it. The other time was on the very top of Mount Tam. One of the things we'd do is get rides. Sometimes our friends would be willing to give us rides to the very top of Mount Tam so we could ride our bicycles down. And the friends would have a car, and we'd pay them or buy them some beer or something. So they would do that. And this one particular time, this is where the modern bike racks, you just kind of put your bike on it, like storing it on a shelf. But back then they had these things that lean against the glass, and they're like just 2 forks, and you just throw your bikes on it. Well, he was unloading the bikes, and right behind him, like 2 feet behind his leg, was a rattlesnake, also coiled up and rattling. And I said, look out! And good thing he jumped the right direction. And the third time was I was hiking, and I saw one cross a trail in front of me. So that was the only times I've ever seen rattlesnakes. And there might be more, but I can't remember anymore. Out in these nature walks and woods. This has to be where the waterfalls are, because these canyons kind of converge. So let's see and listen shortly. Check out this old tree. It's like a tree out of a Lord of the Rings, or a tree you'd see in front of a castle with an evil crow hanging out in it. Well, here we are, the mighty Fairfax Waterfalls. No, just kidding. Just a trickle. Okay, I think we found them. Aha. Yeah, cool. You know, that's a pretty good sized waterfall. I'm taking it easy. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I'm gonna be 60 years old this year. An old man. All right. Well, that's a big storm drain there. Wow, that is a big drain. Look at the size of that storm drain. How big do you think that thing is wide? 30 feet? And a beautiful waterfall here. This is really, really nice. Wow. I'm impressed. We haven't had any significant rain since about 2 weeks ago, right before Christmas. Yeah, this is beautiful. Look at all the ferns and the moss. And the massive storm drain. Sometimes you can see little newts in here, and sometimes you can see snakes. Everybody needs their water. I'm going to be quiet for a minute and just film a little bit of this waterfall slowly. Check out the rainbow right in the middle there. Pretty cool, huh? We should call it Rainbow Waterfall. Hop this little creek here, see what's going on over on this side. Don't see any wildlife. I'm looking. Well, usually you see something in the water. Look at that little tiny sprout growing in the rock. I think he's in heaven. And I bet that water will be amazing to drink. Oh, there's another great rainbow spot. The morning sun hitting the waterfall. Very nice indeed. I vote for walking through this tunnel to see what's on the other side. But look how big this thing is. Yeah, it's gigantic, ginormous. I'll have to kind of walk a little gingerly. Definitely echoing in here, huh? You know, I'm surprised I don't see any bats hanging out or anything. Wow. It's definitely echoey. Gotta watch the water, don't want to soak my feet. When I talk in here, this thing kind of rings. This is the other side. Take me to the other side. Not quite as impressive, but still very cool. Price of echo. Have to go in the middle and try it now. This reminds me of one of those spinning tunnels at the fun houses. I can snap my fingers pretty good. Let's try a snap. Not quite. I know what would work as a hand clap. Ready? That echoed a little bit. This makes for a pretty good frame shot here. It's so nice out here. Even the gnats don't know what to do with themselves. They're acting like it's spring. There's a lone wildflower there. Look at these beautiful oak trees. I love oak trees. They got so much personality. And that one over there. I'm no expert, but doesn't that look like a bear? Imprint in the mud. I don't know if it was because I don't see any other ones, but I do some pretty big ones here. Probably mountain lion. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll see Bigfoot's footprint. Some of these I'm assuming are dog prints, but I'm not sure. They could be other creatures. Look at that one. That one's really interesting to me. That does not seem like a dog print. I don't know what it is. If anybody does, leave a comment and educate us. Well, what did you guys think of that? That is a beautiful waterfall on a beautiful, technically winter day, even though it's like 66 or 7 right now in early January, here at the Fairfax Waterfall. Thanks for joining me today. If you like what I'm doing, you know what to do. You know, bell notification, thumbs up, give me a comment, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace.